Welcome to Kiva's Place, the Kiva Murdoch Show and podcast. We hope that by the end of our show, you're left feeling empowered, motivated, and connected. So come on in the room, grab your favorite drink, sit back, and enjoy the ride, because you're finally at home at Kiva's Place. Now give it up for our host and producer, Coach Kiva Lernice Murdoch.
Hello, and welcome to another amazing episode of Kiva's Place, the Kiva Murdoch Show and podcast. I am your host and producer, Coach Kiva Lernice Murdoch, and welcome to another episode of Kiva's Place. I'm so honored to have you in the house tonight. If this is your first time watching us, don't be shy. We want you to engage. I know that you're going to enjoy my guests and our conversation, so just don't be afraid to leave us any comments, any remarks, any thumbs up, any hearts. We love it all. So definitely introduce yourself to us and let us know who you are and where you are watching us from. As I stated earlier, my name is Coach Kiva Lernice Murdoch, and I am the host and producer of Kiva's Place, the Kiva Murdoch Show and podcast. I'm also a certified life coach and brand strategist. I'm a facilitator. I'm an inspirational speaker, ordained minister, and #1 best-selling author, and the list just goes on and on and on. I'm a master and a jack of all trades, so welcome again. So tonight, we are just jumping right back into our series of Imperfectly Fierce and Focused, rising above your imperfections while still crushing your goals. And tonight, I have another one of my amazing contributing co-authors, Miss Fouchina Kirkendoll, in the house tonight. And she is no stranger to Kiva's Place. My girl has been here several times, and I've been on her show several occasions. So we are just going to basically chat it up about this upcoming book project, and she's going to let you know about her chapter in this book and what you guys can expect reading this book as well as her chapter. So let me just go on and introduce you guys to her so we can go ahead and get this thing popping, okay? So again, we have Miss Fouchina Kirkendoll. She is an Amazon best-selling author. She's a certified coach, motivational innovator, recipient of a Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award, and she is the CEO of Chronicles of Her Favorite Woman, LLC in Duluth, Georgia. She's once a victim, now a survivor of childhood sexual abuse. She recalls feeling lonely and confused after that experience. But out of that experience, Chronicles of a Favorite Woman was birthed. Chronicles of a Favorite Woman is the spark that ignites a fire, one soul, one life, one story at a time. Come on, somebody. Welcome. Help me welcome Miss Fouchina Kirkendoll back to the show. Welcome.
We're going to make it do what it do. I'm sorry with the technical difficulties, but we're going to make it do what it do.
As always, it is always an honor having you back on the show. We always have a good time, and I know tonight is not going to be anything different.
Yes.
So, you are no stranger to Kiva's Place, so just tell our audience just a little bit more about you, and then we're going to dive right into the book.
Sure. I'm a mother. I'm a grandmother, a daughter, granddaughter. I love my grandmother to pieces. She's the one that raised me because from South Carolina, baby. I'm South Carolina bred here. But most of all, I am a woman of God. I am a survivor. You hear me? Let me put it even better. An overcomer. I am an overcomer of things that has happened in my life, and they still will come there. But as each time I go, it's like Jacob's ladder. Every round goes higher and higher and higher and higher. And I am just here as a vessel, a servant to serve, to be proof to you that if he got me through, he will get you through.
Yes, and I just love you to life because you're so transparent about some of the things you have gone through. And that is really the premise of this book anthology, Imperfectly Fierce and Focused. And in going through that, and with you being one of our contributing authors, I know that you like you stated earlier, you have not only overcame, but you have conquered. You're more than a conqueror.
Yes.
You have been through some very tough situations, and you're here living to tell about it. So, what has, when you think about some of those obstacles in your life, what has been that journey? What has that journey looked like for you when you talk about being an overcomer? Just seeking those ways to turn a bad situation into either a good situation or a learning experience. So, what has that experience actually looked like for you?
It's one word: resilience.
Mm.
Resilience. I've always been that type of person when someone is almost like, what is that little weeble wobble ball? You could push it, but it don't fall down. It always rise
Mhm.
back up. And that's how I consider myself. And someone gave me that adjective years ago, and I started thinking about it. And I was like, you know what? I don't let anything keep me down. It might knock me or whatever, but I'm gonna dust myself off and I'm gonna keep it moving. And I'm gonna wear it with a big old smile on my face. That's exactly how I do it, because as women, we carry our pain, we carry everything through our smiles. We could be going through so much and we be just smiling. We just be smiling. But you know what? I am one of those people who used to fake it till she make it, but now I made it. So now I don't have to fake it no more. So it has really just been about resilience, knowing, getting to know who I am and whose I am. And throughout those pieces, throughout all those bumps and bruises, throughout those imperfections, I'm able to see and build from that. It's just like putting the clay on the potter's wheel, and you're just spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning. And as life goes on, it hits you throughout the abuse, throughout the rejection, throughout the abandonment, throughout whatever. It is just shaping and molding you to the next place, not even knowing it. As I was going through all these pains, through all these changes, God was developing me. He was processing me. He was getting me ready to be where I am now and to take me even higher, because that's what I love about this book. Imperfectly Fierce and Focused. Because in this journey, as we go through all these trials and tribulations, as we go through all the ups and as we go through the downs, I am still not going to give up. Do I want to give up sometimes? Absolutely. But I don't, because it's bigger than me. It's bigger than you. If you're watching and if you're gone or you're going through it, or if you haven't gone through something, keep living. You'll go through it. But it's about the process and how embracing it, and how I used to take it as a negative, I now channel it as a positive and as a conduit to help others rise, help others find their voice, utilize their voice. I hope I answered the question.
Perfectly, perfectly, absolutely. And what I love about this book project is that it does encourage you to be able to triumph through your pain.
Mm-hmm.
And we, being coaches, we interact and speak with so many different people that just get stuck. They get stuck
Mm-hmm.
in that trauma. They get stuck in that head space. They get stuck in that depression. Reading this book, I believe, is really going to give folks the insight that they need to be able to see a different perspective in that space that they're in. And believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, you can find strength in the midst of your ordeals. That's how we
Mm-hmm.
grow, right? And
Mm-hmm.
one thing about life is that I can't look at your life and you can't look at my life journey as the same, because everybody's journey through this thing called life brings them to different circumstances, bring them through
Mm-hmm.
different obstacles in the road. But during your moment on this road, on this through this journey called life, you can still take those imperfected moments and turn it into a positive. And I think that's what people will walk away from reading our book, is knowing that you don't have to be in that space of just being complacent and stagnant. You can literally look that situation in the eye and
Mm-hmm.
be able to draw a different perspective that
Mm-hmm.
change your trajectory of your lives, people.
That's right. That's right. Not only that, it's real. The book is real. Just the name of the book, that's what sold me. And perfectly fierce and focused. I was like, you nailed it. You absolutely nailed it. Because, yes, I tell people, the people that you see motivating you is the ones who have been through and maybe still going through at some point. Okay, we're the ones who's doing it because we're motivated. Listen, when I'm motivating people, I'm motivating myself. When
Exactly.
I'm helping people, I'm helping myself to go to that next level. There is no, when people tell me, well, my situation wasn't as bad as yours, I say, hold on a second. Don't you ever do that. Your situation is your situation. And regardless of what that situation or you think mine is, it is yours and I have mine. God knew who to give, when to give, and how much He needed to give for each one, but it's given to us. And we take that situation and we mold it and clay it and mold it and clay it. And then we rise above the imperfection. We're still going about it. But guess what? That's part of the imperfections. That's part of the imperfection because it's for our good, but it's for God's glory. And that's what you have to understand. It is for His glory. Everything that He does, it is for His glory. It is sharpening us, it is molding us, it is refining us because we'll never get to perfection until we make it into heaven. So let's just go ahead and be real about that. Okay, we'll never be perfect until we make it into heaven. Because personally, I got some questions for the Lord. I got some questions I need to be asking for the Lord. I just need to know. But what I love about being a part of this project is I could be my authentic me. And I've always been like that. But I've been a part of quite a few projects. But this particular project hits home for me because I love being transparent. Because one of the things I've always said, you can't coach me, you can't tell me anything if you have not walked a mile in my shoe. If you've never been a victim or a survivor of traumatic experience, then you can't tell me about what I'm going through. You're not going to be able to understand. If you've never gone through abuse and stuff and have a sexual addiction, you're not going to understand that I struggle. When I struggle being saved and catching the Holy Ghost and all that, I was still dealing with a sex addiction. You're not going to understand that, but yet I was still saved. I just wasn't delivered. You're not going to understand that. So the reason I love the book so much is because it gives me the opportunity to just be me, purely just me, and let you know you are not there by yourself because I went through it. I went through it when I suffered in silence. I was thinking nobody will understand. And then when I try to tell it, they would just judge me and stuff like that. I'm here to let you know I'm an open book. I don't mind putting it out there because I want you to know I don't want anybody to feel alone like I felt alone. There is someone out there who can relate and who's relatable to you. And that's what I'm loving about the book because even as an author or co-author on the book, I am looking to learn with all the ladies that are contributing to it because I can relate to it in some kind of way. So that's what I love about the book is because everybody will be able to relate to something, one of the chapters in this book, if not all, because personally myself, I could probably relate to every last one of them.
Mhm.
Every last one of them. So that's what I love about it. It's very dynamic. It's not one of those things when you could read it and I say, no, it's one of those things I need to come back and look at this. I need to come back. You know what? And I'm just gonna put it out there. We need to make this a workbook. I'm just saying. But what I'm saying is you can come back and look at it. You can come back and revisit. You can come back and learn nuggets for wisdom and be able to say, hey, I can identify with that. I can identify with that. And that's what this is all about, identifying.
Exactly. And I just want to just piggyback off of what you just said too. This book is not just a book. This book is a movement. When I tell
Yes.
you that this book is going to be moving in so many different directions, and I can't say it all right now, but all I will tell you to do is to stay tuned because Imperfectly Fierce and Focused has so many facets to it. And you are absolutely correct. We are not just stopping at the book. This is the beginning of a movement.
Yes.
So yes,
Yes.
definitely You want to make sure that you are liking and you are following our page. I will be dropping that information too. We are to the wire for this book drop, and I'm so excited. We have just a couple more guests to introduce you to next week and the following week, and I believe we will be launching that book shortly after that, so definitely stay tuned. Fouchina, I want you to share with our viewers tonight the title of your chapter. I think
Sure.
it's very compelling.
It's called Stay Out the Trash. When I think about stay out the trash, people are like, oh, whoa, that's deep. I need to get that. Well, yes. Well, let me tell you what stay out the trash is. Okay. And I'm just saying, maybe it's just me, but I'm just going to put it out there. We deal with that spirit of familiarity. Okay,
Mhm.
that spirit of familiarity, we keep doing around the circle. We keep going around the same thing over and over again. We get delivered, end up right back there. We get delivered, we end up right back there. We get delivered, we get right back there. And it's that spirit of familiarity. And the enemy knows what he's doing, especially when it comes to women. He knows our hearts, he knows our desires, he knows how we love, he knows how we nourish us. And so when we get in that spirit of familiarity and we don't get acknowledge it and nip that thing in the bud, we'll end up in that cycle, just like a dog chasing his tail, dog chasing his tail, dog taking his tail. And it's called that familiar. We got to get out of that and realize that when the Maya Angelou said it best, when people show you who they are, believe it and not walk, run, Forrest, run. Don't come back. Don't come back. But how many of us try to do that over and over again? And how do we end up in there? Why do we end up with that? Fear,
Mhm.
complacency, being comfortable. Sometimes we get addicted to pain because it's the only thing we know to be faithful to. We know pain don't mean us no good, but guess what? Pain is like, come on, girl, I got you. I'm no good to you, but I'm faithful. And that's what we come susceptible to, till we get to a point we shut ourselves and we call ourselves putting these walls around ourselves. But the thing about walls is things can't come in, but things can't go out either. So the impurities that needs to go out stays in that wall. It stays confined in that trash can. And that's what we have to get out of. It's almost like those, if anyone who in the country knows, they go fishing, they put the crickets in that basket. They got a big old hole in that basket, and those crickets will not jump out of that hole. They will stay confined around the center of the hole. And that's how we become complacent. That's how the enemy uses those familiar spirits and familiar things or people to keep us in our place with him. But as soon as we get that reality and we start moving towards it, that's when he goes in. He don't just come in himself. He brings legions to come on in the middle of the night, to come on in during your day. He does it, but we just got to break it. We just got to break it. That's it. And
Exactly.
once you do it, it's consistency is the key to breakthrough.
Mhm.
Just know that.
And I just wanted to just piggyback off of what you said. And I feel like this is why I love your chapter, because it gives us permission to break these generational cycles too. What happens is and you just said it so beautifully, we are so stuck on what we are familiar with, even if it's
Mm-hmm.
painful. We are so afraid of the unknown. And because of that, we
Mm-hmm.
are not trusting the process of growth. We don't trust the process of forgiveness. We don't want to forgive ourselves, let alone forgive other people. We
Mm-hmm.
forget that forgiveness is not for the other person, it is for
Mm-hmm.
you. We don't trust
Mm-hmm.
the process to be happy. And because
Mm-hmm.
of that, we are raising a generation of a bunch of angry little people, and
Mm-hmm.
they draw from our energy. And
Mm-hmm.
because of that, we have these same cycles just constantly repeating itself. And on top of that, when you're in that heart in that headspace, you set yourself up for sabotage.
Yes.
We don't allow ourselves to appreciate those things that we have done. We don't allow ourselves the opportunity to acknowledge our wins. We just
Right.
acknowledge,
Exactly.
we don't allow ourselves the opportunity to just be happy and acknowledge that we are doing a great job, because we're so
Hmm.
used to being put down. We're so used to being extra critical of ourselves. And we have to learn to start to break those generational curses and break those cycles. And that's why your chapter is so compelling to me. Stay out of the trash. I love it.
Stay out the trash,
Stay
baby.
out
Stay
the
out.
trash.
Yes, yes, yes. You find some things in the trash can that we don't need to be dealing with. We just don't.
Exactly.
Then you wonder why your aroma feels smelling the way it does because you're
Mhm.
staying in the trash can.
I love it. I love it. And it's just, growth is a beautiful thing. And even if
Yes,
you are dealt the harshest hands in life, there is something beautiful out of your testimony. There's
yes.
something beautiful that will come. And that's why I chose the phoenix to represent our book,
Mm,
because the
yes,
representation of the phoenix rising through the ashes, there are beauty
yes,
amongst the ashes. And we get to
yes.
that point to where we acknowledge that, and yeah, I'm just so excited. I'm so
I
full,
am too.
and I'm so
I
excited.
want to run.
Yes, yes.
I
This
want to
is
run.
actually work. So I just want, and just thinking about that, it brings me back to a song. I am reminded of a song that says, I wouldn't take nothing for my journey right now. When
Mm.
you hear that, what resonates with you when you hear that?
If I didn't go through what I went through, I wouldn't be the person I am right now. I wouldn't know how strong I could be. I wouldn't know how fearless I could be if I didn't go through. As when I was younger, I used to always ask that, why, Lord? Why? Until he finally said, why not you?
Mhm.
I got things for you to do, and only you be able to do it. I'm specifically designing you, processing you to deliver some people. I got some people I need you to reach out, and they only going to take your word for it because you've been through it. Because I always knew God was going to use me for what I love to do, which is to talk. All right. So I knew he knew I would be bold and brazen with it. So that's what resonate with me. I love that Phoenix, right? Oh, giving you beauty for your ashes. I mean, every time I look at that cover, I'm like, man, yeah. It makes me like, yeah. And as I think about, you think about a song, and I'm thinking about when I look back over my life and I think things over, I can truly say that I am blessed. Oh yes, I'm blessed. I am blessed when I was going through the trauma. I was blessed when I was going through the abuse. I was blessed when I was going through the rejection. I was blessed when I was going through the addiction. I was blessed. I was blessed. I was blessed. And even though you put the stumbling blocks there for me, God used it as my stepping stone for good. Now, thank you for using me. I am happy to be used. Now, I ain't going to say I've always been that way. Let me not lie. I'm not going to say I've always been that way. But when I look back and I see where he's brought me through, I see the heart attacks. I see the strokes. I see the chemo. I see the infusion. I see the 3 transfusions. I see it all. And as I look back over through my faith file, it is just, I didn't even think I was this strong. I was, Lord, you must have made me out of cast iron because my back is strong. So I say all that to say this to those who are listening. I don't care what you're going through right now. If God gives you another breath to be on this life, you can always start over. You can always hit reset, repause, replay. You can always do it.
Exactly. It's never too late. And I must agree with you. You never know how strong you are until you're faced with an obstacle.
Mm-hmm.
And even as you're going through it, you still don't see your strength. It's
Mm-hmm.
when you come out on the other side and when you look back, all the murkiness, you done made it through. That's when you realize,
Mm-hmm.
Lord, and I'm still here. I made it through all of this,
Yes.
and I'm still here.
Yes.
That is enough to praise God for all by itself.
Yes.
I
Yes.
love it. I
Yes.
love it. Listen, if you are just joining us tonight, I have with me Miss Fouchina Kirkendoll. She is one of our amazing contributing co-authors to Imperfectly Fierce and Focused, Rising Above Your Imperfections While Still Crushing Your Goals. And we are talking about tonight her contribution to our wonderful anthology project. Not only anthology project, this is a movement beginning
Movement.
with this anthology. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. And Fouchina, when I come back, I want you to answer for our audience. In everything you have endured over these past few years, how are you able to still live in perfectly fierce and focused? So just ponder on that question right quick, and we will be right back after this short commercial break. So stay tuned.
Have you ever struggled with procrastination, imposter syndrome, or a false reality of perfection? Have you ever suffered from trauma, anxiety, or depression? Then I have a solution just for you. Introducing Imperfectly Fierce and Focused, rising above your imperfections while still crushing your goals. This anthology is to empower, uplift, and motivate readers to recognize their ability and strength to get beyond the spirit of perfection, fear, and procrastination. So if you're ready to stop the excuses, stop the procrastination, and start living your best version of yourself, then prepare yourself for this powerful book release. It's going to be epic. Like and follow our Facebook page, Imperfectly Fierce and Focused, rising above your imperfections while still crushing your goals.
And welcome back to Kiva's Place, the Kiva Murdaugh Show and Podcast. I am your host and producer, Coach Kiva Lernice Murdaugh, and I have in my studio Miss Fouchina Kirkendoll, and she is sharing with us her contributions to Imperfectly Fierce and Focused. And you just watched our brief commercial. I don't know about you, Fouchina, but every time I
Whew.
see a commercial,
Every time. I'm telling you, it's taking everything in me not to get up and run. It's taking. I'm just that passionate about it. Ah, I haven't been that passionate about something in a long time, but that's why I love. I was like, I was just telling someone today as I was on a Zoom call, and I said I got to get ready to get on the show. I said it's just something. I said I'm just going to tell you the name, and when I told them the name, they got excited. They got excited immediately about the name. Then I told them my chapter. They said, where can we find that? Okay, I'm going to get that. I'm going to be dropping that to you really soon. You just keep watching my page. Keep watching my page. So the anticipation for this, I mean, I can't wait to read it. So I'm looking forward to reading it. But I'm in awe. You asked me, I think the question you asked me prior to the break was what have I done to stay? What was the question?
in what way have you been able to live imperfectly fierce and focused?
I go back to that word I said earlier, resilience. I have never been a quitter. Now, I may stray, I may do whatever, but I have never quit. And I love to smile. Anyone who knows me knows I love to smile. It takes a lot, and I mean a whole lot, for me to cut somebody off. If I got to a point where I have to cut you off, you have given me the scissors. That's all I would say. I had to learn the power of forgiveness, and you said it earlier. Forgiveness is for me. That's how I operate. Forgiveness is for me because I've learned, and that's a chapter for another day. I have learned how you hold on to that unforgiveness and it'll have you in the hospital. I have learned how that unforgiveness will have you all stressed out and stroked out. I learned how that does. So I had to learn the power of forgiveness. So what have I done in the meantime? The power of forgiveness and love. Because you can love the hell out of them. Okay. I'm just going to be honest. Okay. You can love them. Okay. I've learned when someone has done me wrong, I've learned how to pray for them. Was I always like that? Was it easy? No. No, no, and no. But it's uncomfortable, but it becomes comfortable with consistency. And now I've learned how to do it as second nature. Okay. I will not. We only have one shot at this thing called life. And we got to make the most of the dash that we have. And I'm not going to spend any more of my time on other people who ain't even thinking about the fact that I'm angry with them. They ain't paying me no attention, and chances are they forgot and don't care. So why am I exerting unnecessary energy to that? No, ma'am. Silence, no more. Forgiveness is for me, and is key for me to continue. Never giving up, moving forward, just like Bob Weeble, you punch it, it comes right back up. That's been my life. That's been my life. But each time you get knocked, there is a lesson to be learned. Learn the lesson. Just like I tell people, if you fall, it's all right. Just stop where you are, find out why'd you fall, get the lessons out of it. But the good thing about it is you don't have to start all over. You just start where you stop.
Yes, exactly. Perfectly said. And you are so right. And it's so funny because I was one of those individuals, honey, I could hold a grudge for
What?
weeks.
What?
Honey, I could be mad,
uh,
mad with you for a long time. And what I had
yeah,
was exactly it, honey. They done going on minding their own business. They don't care nothing about me nor my little feelings.
yeah, that's right. That's right. I
That
will
was
hold on and
yeah.
I'll hold on to make you think I forgot, and then that's when I'll get you. And
Exactly.
realize now I gotta repent. Lord, I'm sorry.
Mhm.
It's just I'm sorry. Now I gotta no, it's just too much. It was just too much for me. I had to let it go. I
Yes.
have that. This is when I have to get arrogant. And I tell females is this when you get arrogant. I am too fine and too smart to be dealing with some foolishness. I am not gonna be aging myself more than it needs to be done because of some foolishness. So
Mhm.
that's my thing for my ladies.
I
We are
love
too fine and too smart and too saved to be worried about folks who ain't even thinking about us. Keep
so
it
right.
moving.
I
Keep
know
it
that
moving.
I am here for all of that. Listen, let us go ahead and drop your contact information. I know you guys have enjoyed Fouchina tonight, so we want you to be able to reach out to her. So we're going to drop her contact information. You can reach out to her on Facebook. Just look her up by her name, Fouchina Kirkendoll. She's also on Instagram. And listen, she's the only Fouchina Kirkendoll I feel
I'm
confident
Googleable.
enough to say that.
I'm Googleable.
Yes. So definitely reach out to her. And she's also on Clubhouse. Find
Yes.
her at COAF Woman, and that stands for Chronicles of a Favorite Woman. So look her up on Clubhouse as well. I need to start doing more on Clubhouse.
Let me tell you something. I am not doing anything on Clubhouse except joining other people. But that is now changing. I'm actually getting ready to set up different groups for the Clubhouse. And God has really placed in my heart the people He wants me to start tagging in and tagging in. So you'll be getting a phone call soon. Tagging in on things because I'm very transparent. I want to provide an environment like I do to people can be transparent and yet respectful of others.
I love it. Before we end, Fouchina, I just want you to share if you have anything that is upcoming. Feel free to mention that while we have you on.
Yes, you can always catch me on Sunday nights on Chronicles of a Favorite Woman. You can catch me on Blog Talk Radio, which is www.blogtalkradio.com. You would type in Chronicles of a Favorite Woman. I'm there every Sunday night, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. And on Monday through Fridays, I am on Instagram and Facebook Live with my Chronicles for Comfort moment. So I'm always dropping in some type of nugget of wisdoms that you could do. So check me out. I'm also on LinkedIn. Like I said, like she said before, I am Googleable. You will never meet another Fouchina Kirkendoll, okay? No.
Exactly.
So I'll always reach out. But you could always drop me a DM at any time. I am I am always available. Just let me know how you know me, and we'll go from there.
I love it. Well, thank you again for just stopping by. Of course, you are no stranger
It's
to
a pleasure.
Yes, and I know that you will be back.
Yes, ma'am.
As
That
well.
goes both ways. But I'm
Exactly.
definitely going to be reaching out to you for the Clubhouse event. So,
Okay.
yeah, I'm excited.
I will be looking out for that.
Yes.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I know you have enjoyed our show tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. Oh, I wanted to mention Andrea was watching and tuning in with us. So I just wanted to pop her on the screen right quick. Thank you, Queen.
Yes, baby. That's St. Augustine's College in the house right there. We go 30 years back, baby.
I know that's right. She said hi. Yes. Thank you so much for watching and engaging with us. We love you to life, Queen. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And until next time, family, continue to share, connect, and glow because we know building your network also builds your net worth. So stay tuned and be sure to follow our Facebook page, Imperfectly Fierce and Focused. We are down to the wire and we will be dropping this soon, baby. So definitely stay tuned. So until next Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, y'all continue to love yourself and love each other. So peace and blessings. We love y'all much. Good night.
Thank you for watching Kiva's Place, the Kiva Murdoch Show and Podcast. Tune in every Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Kiva's Place. To be a guest on our show, text the word guest to 803-368-3030 or visit us at tinyurl.com/Kiva's Place Book. And watch us on Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire as we're broadcasting in more than 60 million homes worldwide.